Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Love Queendom. This is a space of love and joy and peace and abundance and all the good things. And here at the Love Queendom, we talk about spiritual ascension and how to create your own reality. And guys, on today's episode, I am going to be giving you my update on things I'm currently manifesting. And this is something that I'm trying to do periodically on this channel. At the time of uploading, At the time of recording this episode, it is Sunday, April 2nd, 2023. And so I'm kind of doing this as like a quarter one update for the year 2023. And I'm going to try to sort of give updates, each quarter if I can. But I also want to try to give updates when I feel like I have something tangible to talk about. It's like either I'm shifting internally, things have changed for me internally in my relationship to my manifestations, or I'm like seeing movement in the physical or something like that. You know what I mean? So I don't want it to be like boring updates. So I will try to do these quarterly, but really I'm going to do them as I have information to share with you guys about my manifestations. So just to recap everyone again, who has been following this journey, there are 4 things that I have been actively manifesting. And there's actually a 5th one that I'm adding to my list right now. But the first 4 are: number 1, my husband and children. Number 2 is $100,000. Number 3 is a Porsche Macan, which is my dream car. Number 4 is 1 million subscribers on my YouTube channel. And the new one that I'm adding is number 5, to materialize my queendom in the 3D, okay? I want to be the queen of my own country, of my own civilization that is built on the principles that I believe in and that I stand for, which I do not feel like the world around me is a representation of that. I think the physical world that I see is the matrix, right? This civilization that has been built by Western Europeans, let's say, right? And we are kind of all under this system that they've built. And it's completely not in alignment with my heart and my soul. And this is something that that has been impressed on me for a long time. I feel like this is also part of like my destiny and my calling, which is to really build a civilization, for myself and for my people, for my children, that is in alignment with God, like the true source of all creation, not the religious perception of what God is, but, like the true source of all creation, which is love and wisdom and, truth and honor and justice and all the good things, because that is what we believe in over here. So there's an area in my native homeland, my family's originally from Nigeria. So there's an area there that I have been dreaming about owning land there and building something there for myself. And so that's something that I'm working towards currently. So I'm envisioning that as, the start of my queendom in the physical, like a real queendom for real. And I believe that I can do anything that my mind can conceive of. So I believe this is 100% possible. And so it's something that I want to work towards, and I would love to share that journey with you guys as well. So let's just get into updates about each of these, and that will be today's episode. So number 1, my husband and children. Where are we with this? So if you guys have been following my platform, and if you have watched other videos in this series and also like my spiritual journey, you will know that I have a twin flame, okay? And I know that not everyone believes in this, but what I will say is that I'm not going to speak with any form of certainty as to whether or not twin flames are real or not. What I will say, though, is that I definitely had a very twin flame like experience, and I am having a twin flame like experience, okay? Meaning I had a spiritual awakening that was tied to another person who I was in a romantic relationship with, who I felt like was my person. I felt like they knew they were my person also. You know, there was definitely a deeper connection going on there. And that connection still persists to this day, okay? And so I do believe that that is my spiritual partner that I'm supposed to stand beside, right? And I've been going through my own journey of healing and getting myself to a place where I feel I am capable of receiving my partner in the way that I want to receive my partner, you know, with them being who they need to be for me and me being who I need to be for them. And one of the things that I will say is, if you are also someone who has had a spiritual awakening that was tied to romantic relationships, no matter what, like when I had my awakening, I was remember very vividly thinking to myself in the midst of like my pain and my suffering that if I am not able to pull myself out of the state that I'm in right now, I will never be able to have a healthy relationship with my twin or with anybody else for that matter, you know? So even if at the end of the day, let's say I'm not destined to be with this person, right? It's like you have to get yourself to a place where you are capable, you are healed, you're whole, you're stable, you're okay, and your heart is still open to love. You know what I mean? And you're not afraid, or you're not running around trying to latch onto the next thing just so that you don't have to feel the pain of heartbreak or loneliness or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So I knew for myself that if I didn't do that work to get myself out of that state, I would not at all have a chance at the kind of love that I really wanted for myself. And so that was very important to me. And I think that was a big driver in me really diving deep into my journey and my healing and learning all of the things that I learned about, you know, working with affirmations and subliminals and like pulling yourself up from a subconscious level and clearing things out energetically and downloading new programs that you are now operating from that put you in a new energy, a new frequency, right? So that is what I have been doing for the past over a year now, you know, since I had my awakening, because I had my big awakening at the end of 2021, like let's say October 2021. So we are now in April 2023, and I feel amazing. I feel amazing. I feel great. I feel like I'm pretty much fully healed from that situation. And as a matter of fact, I won't say that I don't feel like I love my twin anymore, or like I don't have any like attraction towards him anymore or something like that. It's almost like I kind of just feel like I don't care anymore. And for me, that is a very good place to be, because I really was suffering for so long, you know, like I was really struggling to pull myself out of this desire and longing for this person and just like wishing that they would show up for me, you know, like it was not a good place to be. Like it didn't feel good, you know what I mean? And so I was really, really trying hard to pull myself out of that, because I knew this is not the energy that you need to be in if you want to like have a healthy relationship. So now I feel I've gotten myself to a really good place where I'm stable. I feel secure completely within myself. My heart definitely is open to love. And, you know, I do feel like I'm ready to receive my person. But I think I have moved into this stage of the twin flame journey that people call the surrender, right? It's like where you are now kind of leaving it up to the universe to bring in whoever my divine partner will be for the rest of my life. And, I fully have made peace with whether that's my twin or whether that's someone else. I do strongly believe that it will still be my twin. And the reason why I think that is because on my journey has also had a very strong manifestation component to it, which is why my platform is also heavily talks about, reality creation and manifestation, right? Because that's also a big part of my journey. And for me, this kind of started as like, how can I manifest this specific person, right? I didn't really even know about the concept of twin flames until I kind of started going deeper in understanding, like I was going deep into the spiritual stuff, right? Which mostly had to do with manifestation and stuff. But when I had my awakening, I started following other platforms that were also talking about a lot of the stuff going on this planet right now with, off-world beings and timelines and stuff like that, right? Because that was also starting to be revealed to me. So it was kind of through some of that content that I even came across the idea of twin flames. And then I was like, oh, this really resonates with me, and it sort of aligns with my experience. But again, like I said, because there is like a manifestation component that has been very deeply rooted in my journey, I follow a lot of manifestation people as well. And, they often talk about birds before land or like movement in the 3D, right? Like if you are on the right path and you're on the right track to getting your manifestation, like you will absolutely see things shifting for you, right? And that will show you that you are shifting into the right version of yourself to receive what it is that you want to receive. And I think for me, I can attest to the fact that I have seen a lot of changes, a lot of movement, a lot of shifts, not only within myself, because like I told you guys, I was starting from a very struggly place internally, emotionally, mentally, right? And I've gotten myself to a place where I'm perfectly fine. I'm totally stable. But I've also seen in the course of me shifting myself, my person, okay, my twin, has also been changing a lot, okay? And that is very interesting for me and very validating for me. And not only have I seen a lot of growing in him in terms of like the things that he's doing and like where he's going and just kind of, like who he is as a man, I can see that he's still figuring it out, but he's definitely moving in a much better direction than he was in during the initial phase of our awakening, where he was with, the karmic partner that he had left me for. So, number one, he's no longer with that person, which is, that's a big deal. He has been with other people after her. And the thing I'll say that's kind of, let's say, heartwarming for me is that I can see that each partner that he's been with has sort of been better, like a better person. So it shows that he's moving in a better direction. And like just overall, I think I can see that he is trying to get himself to a place where he can stand on his own as a man. And that at the end of the day is really what I see the twin flame journey that I'm on is. For me, it is moving to this full version of myself as a woman. And for him, it is also moving to this full version of himself as a man. And he has to go on that journey on his own. And I cannot interfere with that or help him with it. But I do believe, again, as I am energetically connected to this person and, the manifestation component of it, creating timelines and shifting, as long as I am in alignment with the end that I want and I keep myself there, and I hold that knowing that this is my end, it will inevitably materialize for me. And another thing that I've noticed too, which is definitely, a shift, there is movement, is that the energy dynamic in our relationship has changed completely. I am no longer the chaser, thank God. Because, oh my God, you guys, okay, that shit is hell. Like, it is hell. It is the ghetto, okay? Chasing after somebody is just the absolute ghetto, okay? And feeling like this, just like longing and desire for someone, it's the ghetto, okay? I have never been that kind of person who has liked being in that type of energy. And I think in my very first relationship, I was somewhere in that, which sort of replayed just before my awakening with my twin. But like, for most of my dating life, I will say I've always tried to be the person who is pursued, and that has always been a more comfortable place for me to be. So yeah, like being in that dynamic with my twin was just absolutely horrible. And I'm so glad that I'm not in that anymore, So the dynamics have definitely changed. He is more in the chaser energy, but he has not taken steps to, let's say, ground our union in the physical, right? He's hovering around me. I can see that he's creeping me on Instagram. And I know that he's kind of like watching and trying to see like, oh, what is going on, But I feel like, again, it's baby steps, right? So this is just sort of what's happening right now. Nothing concrete, nothing, let's say no approach, but that's okay. Like, I'm okay with that because, like I said, as long as I am not the chaser, like, I'm happy. So let's see, I think that he is still in a place where he's figuring himself out, right? And like, until he is fully in alignment with his true self and he knows who he is and what he wants for himself, and he is able to stand on his own as a man and live in his truth and not be insecure and not feel like he's not good enough or he's not worthy, of standing beside the woman that he loves, this is how things will be. But I do believe that we are moving into that, which is heartwarming. So that is my update for number 1. Number 2 manifestation is $100,000. And where are we at with this manifestation? I think this is one that I unfortunately have not been seeing a lot of movement with, I will be honest. And not only have I not been seeing a lot of movement with, I think I've even had some setbacks a little bit financially, which has been a little bit frustrating for me. Like, I need to kind of figure this out, and I think the money thing has been something that I have been working on a lot, just like raising my mind above money and getting myself to a place where I feel abundant. And the thing is, I don't feel like financially I'm struggling or anything, I live a really good lifestyle, a very comfortable lifestyle, and I never struggle to pay my bills every month. But I do feel as though, even though I have everything I need, and I always have everything I need no matter what, so I'm never in that kind of lack, there's just a lot of debts that I'm carrying, and I just want to get myself to a place where not only am I not servicing any debts, but like I'm able to have the resources to build the things that I want to build, such as manifestation number 5, which is my queendom in the physical, So we're still working on the money thing, and I'm just kind of keeping my mind in that, knowing that some way, somehow, it will come for me, right? Like, I don't necessarily need to figure it all out. And I feel like I've been having these moments where I'll think I know the avenue to take and then I start going down that path and it leads me nowhere, or it just leads me to something where I've almost like wasted money and it didn't amount to anything. So we still have some work to do on the money thing, But, as I was saying in some of my more recent videos about transcending money, the one thing I know 100% is that if you keep in your mind that no matter what, like if you absolutely need something or you're trying to materialize things, like they will come to you, right? It may not necessarily be in the form of money, but the thing that you will need will come, right? And that has always been true for me, and which again is why I feel like I've never really actually been in a place where I'm like struggling, right? But in terms of materializing like large sums of money that are like putting me in a state of abundance where I'm like, cushion, like that cushion, we're not there yet. So stay tuned for more updates on manifestation number 2. And obviously, if you are somebody who's also on this journey and you've been doing things that have been working for you in that area, please feel free to share with me. Like where I am at on my journey is I'm teaching and I'm learning and I'm learning and I'm teaching. So we are open to receive from the spiritual community as well. Number 3, my Porsche Macan. Well, I think based on my explanation for number 2 or my update for number 2, you guys can probably tell that is also still in the works. I was actually looking at some the other day and just kind of like daydreaming, envisioning myself in my car and envisioning it in my parking spot in my condo garage and whatever. So that's still in the works. And again, it's not something that I am like aggressively chasing or super needy about. Like it's just, that's my dream car. And that is something that I've wanted for such a long time now that it would just be nice to be able to materialize that for myself. So we're still working towards it. Stay tuned. Number 4, 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Where am I at with this manifestation? Okay, so this is another one where I think I'm having a bit more forward progress with this one, I think. And that is the fact that I have started taking some steps to sort of standardize my brand and come up with a posting schedule that I can stick to, and working with graphic designers and video editors to kind of help me with my content on YouTube. So it's still a work in progress, and I've had to try out different people to kind of see what they can offer me, and also like figure some things out on my own, like where do I get good stock footage and stuff like that. What do I want my logo to look like, my watermark and everything. So I'm kind of going through this process of standardizing the brand for YouTube and learning how to create better quality content for that particular platform, so that my videos are more attractive, and like I'm just getting more views, more subscribers, doing content that people want to watch, want to listen to. So I am working towards that, and I feel like I'm on the right track with it. We haven't not really accumulated any more subscribers, but again, I'm aware that this takes time, and it's based on what you're putting out there. So I can be real with myself and honest with myself and know that, we still have work to do in terms of like building our platform to what it needs to be in order to be generating the kind of reception that we want. So we're working towards it, but my attitude about number 4 is very positive. So that's a good thing. And then finally, like I mentioned to you guys, there is a number 5, which is materializing my queendom in the physical. And where are we at with that? I know where I would like to build my queendom. I know exactly where I want to build it, actually. And I am working towards acquiring land in that area and the resources to build the land and sort of move myself there permanently and kind of create the vision that I have for a community, that is in alignment with my values. And I'm hoping this is something that my partner will do with me as well, and just, moving into alignment with our true selves, and not this fake matrix reality that everyone is running around trying to chase success and, recognition and accolades in, and money. That's not really what I envision for myself in my future anymore, now that I am moving in alignment with my heart and my soul. So that is what I have for you guys on today's episode. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you are manifesting and how you feel that's going for you. And I look forward to sharing more positive updates and more movement and materializations of my manifestations with you guys in future episodes. Thank you as always for listening, and I will see you guys in the next episode.